I am a serial entrepreneur. I like pain. Building things that are brand new is really, really hard.
What happens when a tech-addicted serial entrepreneur who helped shape the world of wireless internet and Windows gaming decides to revolutionize the multi-billion-dollar beauty industry? Today, we're joined by Cindy Engstrom, the co-founder and chief business officer at Rodeium. Cindy is a force of nature who's seen $500 million acquisitions and worked alongside the geniuses behind the Xbox. Now, she's using AI and machine learning to build the operating system for next-generation med spas. We're diving into the Excel gymnastics, killing small clinics, the future of agentic AI in healthcare, and why your skin might be the next big data project.
We were making a phone in the era that was before the iPhone. So the first really cool interactive smartphone we called Smart Skins, and that had all this assets and music and fashion and all of these really fun things that brought personality to the phones. It's people doing Excel gymnastics to try and figure out their business. So what we did is we condensed all the tools that they have to use.
What is the type of shift you're observing in terms of the marketing, especially for this type of businesses?
We are very human-centric. So it basically automates the front desk for you and the management level so that you can focus on serving the human.
I would really love to talk more about the Rodeium. Could you please elaborate more about the kind of operations about the Rodeium? Welcome back to the Next Move with Venkat. Hey Cindy, welcome to the show.
Hey, good to see you.
Thank you for being on the show, and I'm really excited for today's conversation. Yeah, you have a fantastic career. You are a serial entrepreneur. So could you please start telling about your personal journey?
I am a serial entrepreneur. Apparently I like pain. Building things that are brand new is really, really hard. And it often takes years to get it to the point where someone gets to use the product or it gets to help a business. So for me, along the way, I'll focus on the tech startups. I got addicted to startups. It was 2000. And that was really when the internet was booming for the first time. And we were a wireless application service provider, and we were just the right thing for the market at the time. And we got acquired for like $500 million. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. So you work really, really, really hard, and then maybe you make a lot of money for a little bit, and then you rest and you come up with the next idea. So the next team I joined, and these are things where I'm a part of the team, leading marketing or some product features. I love studying people and I love figuring out new features. And so the next company that we did was called Wild Seed, and we were making a phone in the era that was before the iPhone. So the first really cool interactive smartphone. There wasn't even app stores that existed back then. So we had this wraparound interactive accessory that we called Smart Skins, and that had all this assets and music and fashion and all of these really fun things that brought personality to the phones. And that was super fun. And we sold that one. And while I was at that one, I met my husband. So that was kind of fun, getting to work on that with him. And, it was an office romance that turned out really well. We ended up having 4 kids, and it was pretty amazing. Yeah, very, very amazing. His background, he was incredible. We lost him a couple of years ago, but that he built DirectX with 2 of his buddies. So if you've ever played a game on Windows, that was him. It led to the Xbox. So really, really big thinker and executor. He has 100 patents. He was a genius. And although I'm smart, he was a genius. And so the kids are pretty entrepreneurial themselves and quite clever as well. So after kind of coming through some of the motherhood years, I created a company called Solo Momo. And Solo Momo means finding a moment for yourself to focus on yourself. And I was kind of a little bit ahead of the whole wellness movement that's blooming, because I wanted to know with data what's going on with my skin. So I made here's a wand here. So I created a wand that images your skin under different light frequencies. But really the magic is how we apply data analysis, AI and machine learning to those images. And that actually paved the way toward Rodeium when I met Michael Hyman, who's the CEO of Rodeium. And he found the wand quite interesting. And one of our mutual investors had introduced us. And I had said to him, I think the go-to-market for the wand, that's one lesson I really learned over the years with the startup. What is your go-to-market? What's your entry point? It's so critical. And we thought, well, med spas, it's really interesting what's going on in med spas. And if you've ever been to a med spa, it's not just a facial, it's medical equipment and very serious things to try and look young and look beautiful and look your best. And so along the way, we realized, wow, we could do all this incredible SaaS-based workflow, kind of an operating system, if you will, a next generation of it to help outpatient clinics really focus on driving revenue and heightening the customer experience. And so that's where Rodeium was born. Michael had just finished doing something a little similar in the pet and vet space. And he and our other co-founder, Alex, had built that company, and they sold it to a company called Chewy, which is quite popular here in North America for doting on your pets. And so although we don't help furry customers anymore, similar dynamics for what these clinics could use some help with. So we founded Rodeium, the three of us, and that was, just earlier this year in January. So that's where we are now.
Yeah, that was really amazing. So much fascinating, and it was really amazing journey, I would say.
Oh, you're so sweet.
And it is really amazing how you are kind of merging the beauty med spa and the software industry, or kind of AI technology now. Now, yeah, I would really love to talk more about the Rodeium. So you mentioned on your website like AI powered all in one place for marketing, communications, and CRM platform. Could you please elaborate more about the kind of operations about the Rodeium?
Absolutely. So when we started studying the med spas, we noticed they had anywhere from 6 to 14 different systems that they were trying to orchestrate to kind of do those 4 key things that businesses like to do. They like to find customers, get those customers, keep those customers, and grow them. And you grow them by making them happy. So we really focused on, okay, what is going on today in the space? And there's a lot of what I'll call first generation providers. Those are called EMRs, electronic medical records. And so that's kind of like your bookings and billings. Cindy has an appointment for, a laser treatment. Let's make sure she gets a text message, make sure she gets a follow up. So there's this huge opportunity for us next layer of sophistication. And so what we did is we condensed all the tools that they have to use. There's one thing that we found over and over again. It's a little inside joke that we say, which is, it's not funny, but it's a funny label. It's people doing Excel gymnastics to try and figure out their business because they know that there's value in the data and they just don't know how to rummage through it and find it. And so that's what we bring. We bring things such as who are your top customers? Who are almost your top customers? And which takes a lot of courage in marketing to say, who are the customers maybe you shouldn't care about? And if you had like one from the A group and one from the C group calling, which phone would you answer first, for example? I'm giving a very basic example, but it's understanding where should we be applying our time to dote over these customers, these clients coming in for services, and also make sure we optimize their journey through the med spa space. So for example, lifetime value of customers at med spas is not a very well-known number, again, because people don't know how to go through their data. We see upwards of $25,000 of lifetime value for customers. So as we both know, that helps you calculate, well, what should be my CAC, my customer acquisition costs, in order to drive those customers in? So we're able to show these med spas, why don't you spend $500 this month on advertising? Because here's what you're going to get for it in the long run. So that's one little snapshot. So what we do, things again, making their lives easier. We have what we call a universal inbox. So if you think of how consumers are today, we use WhatsApp, we use text, we use phone, we use email. So consumers, we expect to be able to interact with a business with whom we're engaging in with all of those facets, but the ball gets dropped, things get missed. So we put it all in one spot. We throw a whole bunch of AI at it as well so that it can say, all right, well, Ashley called and she said that she'd like to come in for Botox. So behind the scenes, the system can go and look and say, oh my goodness, Ashley hasn't been in 4 months. We know with certainty Botox is out of your system in 3 months. Let's make sure we get Ashley in right away. And why don't we do a forward book too while we're at it? The system will just suggest all that. And so it basically automates the front desk for you and the management level so that you can focus on serving the human. So that's one thing. The other thing we do is lead management. The appetite for aesthetic services is just huge. And so people, and it's been kind of destigmatized. People are very open about it. I do a lot to my face and I tell people what I do. I want to look my best. I know I can't look 25 again, but I can look refreshed and I can have really healthy skin and I can do all those things. And you'll see, celebrities are sharing all their insights. So people have a little bit more inspiration to say, well, what is this deep plane facelift and which sort of halo laser should I get? There's so much on the market. So we can help people with that, finding the right places, moving them through to being a conversion and becoming a client for these businesses. But getting back to the marketing side, because that's really what makes it all rock and roll, we also comb through all of our data and we can automate marketing campaigns so that we can make sure we're serving people in the right way. And it's got a little, Michael Hyman will kill me if I say this, but for me, I love vibe coding. I like the whole notion of I can type something in normal language. He's a hardcore engineer. I am not. So we can type something and say, get me more Botox customers. And then our system will start to make the creative, the ad copy, suggest an offer, and then obviously the target audience. So it's really fun. It'd be easier if I could show you a demo probably, but the killer feature is, in order to move forward and embrace AI or machine learning, you have to have that native environment. You can't just put these great tools on top of an old foundation. So we're excited because we are that next generation of layer for these businesses.
Sounds really interesting. Technology at next level. Yeah, it was really interesting. And if we talk about the trends, the current trends in the marketing, so you mentioned so much about the AI and how you are now implementing it. In a brand perspective, especially for the med spas and the beauty brands, so what is the type of shift you're observing in terms of the marketing, especially for this type of businesses?
Yeah, it's literally trying to cut through the noise. So the demand is there. The demand is insatiable, and it's matching the demand with the right path, essentially. So someone might come in and say, what I do is I walk in and I say, oh, I feel tired. I look old. Fix me. Right. Where some other consumers might be more sophisticated and say, I have been reading about Botox and I want, you could put a bit of Botox here and it will lift my eyebrow. I want 8 units of Botox. Well, I actually have no idea how much Botox I need to lift my eyebrow. I trust the pros to do that. And so it's really in an era where technology is so powerful and changing so rapidly, we are very human-centric because that's what this industry is based on. And what is beautiful to you, looking at your wife, she's beautiful to you, it might be different from what someone else thinks is beautiful. And so the only way we know that is by talking as humans. And so it's that first connection, and that's really gets back to the lead generation, as simple as that might sound, matching with that right med spa, and then your provider within the med spa, and for them to sit down and say, okay, well, what outcome do you want? Okay, well, I want to look refreshed. I would like my skin to look, really nice. I'm prone to vascularity. So can I, get these red marks zapped, broken capillaries? And can you get these little sun marks off? That's another type of laser. And oh, by the way, I like to look hot every day, but some days I like to look more hot than other days. What days would those be? Well, maybe it's my birthday. Maybe it's counting down to a wedding. Maybe it's your family picture to share for the holiday card. Maybe it's graduation. And so just like if you're training for a marathon, there's these very specific things you do leading up to it. We don't have that for skin and beauty. And so that's something that our algorithms work on as well at Rodeium, to help the providers give that consumer the best outcome that they can achieve and relative to their budget and to their time.
Got it.
So it's very sophisticated. I know that was a very long answer because it's interwoven. And the other thing is back to the sequencing. There has to be a very deliberate cadence. There has to be a deliberate choreography to how things are done. So I just saw something online yesterday that said 2 weeks to Thanksgiving, 6 weeks to Christmas, or 4 weeks to Christmas, and 6 weeks to the end of the year. So New Year's Eve's parties. So if you're going to have Botox, it takes 2 weeks to settle. If you're going to get laser, it takes 2 weeks to heal. And so those are things that it's a part of the education when you enter the journey.
Yeah, got it. And if we elaborate more about the marketing, especially for the beauty brands, so do you encourage brands to do the UGC content, the user generated content, or do you have any type of strategies around it? Or anything, something like that?
Yes, well, we found first of all kind of a provider is influencer. So if you think of these, each med spa has their injectors or their providers who are good at different things. And so if you want to have your lips look a certain way, everybody knows here in Seattle, you go to Monica at the Pro Club, things like that. And so there's this kind of this localized celebrity aspect to some of the providers. There's that. And then, yes, the brands, it's all your products at home. And even that itself is its own journey. And so the product, I don't use the same products every day because my skin's different every day. And especially as a woman with hormonal impacts, that's changing. Well, not for me anymore. I'm on the other side of it, but for younger women, they're still dealing with hormonal changes during the month. And so that impacts your skin, traveling, all of those things. So at the med spas and even the regular spas, the intersection of services with the products, it's very important. And
Now, the first question. And the second thing is, what is it something for your clients?
sure. So for Rodeium right now, our biggest challenge is going fast enough. And we are fast people. Michael Hyman, our CEO, has had 6 venture-backed exits. I've had 3. Alex had a huge one too. Our CMO is super talented as well. So we are people that we're good at working fast, but it's just changing so quickly. So that's fun too. I mean, you're lucky. That's a good part if things are changing fast. So for us to move fast enough is interesting. And we're a startup, so we're small and scrappy. You know, one of us needs a twin, so we can get all our work done every day. And so a part of that is hitting your revenue milestones that then gets you the funding to get more people. So right now, the revenue milestone that we're chasing is annual recurring revenue of just over $1 million. So we're very close. And then that will probably trigger our ability to go out and do a Series A round of funding. So those are the key fundamentals for the company right now. And then for the med spas themselves, they have such a variety of challenges. So one is making sure they can field all the inbound calls, the phone calls that come in. Because again, if I don't know what to fix on my face, do I need filler? Do I need laser? Do I need Botox? I don't know what to call and ask for. I just want to look better. I want to look more refreshed. I want to look refreshed. And so what we also do is we mine through the data that comes through on the phone calls, and we capture the information. We roll that up into an action item that says to the front desk, you need to call back this person, and here's what they need. If it's a new inbound, that's one route. If it's a customer we already know, then we can go and look at their history. We can then go and see, you know what, Christine really loves to come in on Tuesdays at 3:00. So how about we go and we find those slots, and our machine just does that. So that's managing the volume through the phones and the front desk. And then there's other things that are related to that forward booking. So if someone came in for laser hair removal, what else might they be interested in doing? And so that's where we help them really boost the revenue. And we have millions of data points that we've studied already on existing med spa customers. And we like to look at the different journeys that people come in on. And then you can imagine from a revenue standpoint, if it's like, wow, if they came in for laser hair removal, and we find by talking to them, they might also really enjoy Botox, and we get them onto another journey. That's thousands of dollars of difference in revenue while you're trying to please that client.
Yeah. One of my questions is kind of extended to that, what you just said. So you have so many data points. So yeah, I just want to explore more about how this entire user journey looks like for the med spa. So if anyone comes into a spa and they purchased one service or the one product, and is there a kind of correlation? And if there is something kind of correlation, and what are the major type of correlations you have observed in this entire journey?
Well, that's a great question. Again, I could show you so many different reports. I can send you some screenshots. Yes, so it's a little bit. It's fun to look at some of like the Amazon insights. It's fun to look at some of the Amazon type insights. So people who got this also did this or also bought that, and so we look at those correlations very closely. It's a really great insight that you have on that remark. So typically, people get Botox, also get filler. So those do two different things. Botox kind of impairs the muscle from working too hard so you can look more pleasant. And then filler, I probably need some filler here, but whatever. Filler can fill in, spots as they get shallow or whatnot. So that's interesting to look at those correlations, and also to look at how things are layered with the lasers, for example. But I think to get back to your base question, what's fascinating about the med spa business, it's usually not one and done. So if I'm getting laser treatments, it's usually a package. And the whole notion often with some of these treatments is kind of, it beats your skin up a little bit and your skin goes, oh, we're under attack. We better make more collagen, for example. And so there's a certain amount of time that it takes for your skin to respond. And so then when it's ready, and you go back and you do that next treatment. So that booking and that intelligence around the booking is highly correlated with your other services and to your outcome. But we do have to just pay attention to natural biology and like, how's the skin turning over? Your skin turns over every 28 to 32 days. That's one aspect of it. You have to stay out of the sun. You'll see laser appointments, for example, where you're photosensitive afterward, that just people don't get the laser treatments in the summer, at least in North America. And then you see that burst of business again start up in September. I'm also a little suspect of my children are back at school. So it's like, you get to spend a little more time on yourself. But those are things that are all correlated as well, right? So it's really fascinating. I'm giving you more basic ones, but again, I could show you some of the.
Got it. Yeah, beauty is really such an interesting topic to discuss. We can discuss all day, obviously. And coming back to, again, the technology, AI. So you mentioned something about the front desk for the med spas. Have you ever implemented a type of AI agents for the inbound sales calls or the inbound leads? Or if not, is there any kind of plan for you to implement AI solutions for the front desk?
Thank you for that nudge. Yes, we are huge fans of agentic AI, and we've just been launching some of our agents. And for example, if a lead comes in, so that valued new customer coming in, if that a lead can go stale very quickly, I think we all know that in tech, and so we have an escalation agent that's going, hello, no one's followed up on this lead yet, and we have a Kanban that it moves through the system. So that's kind of a fun one to look at. We have a call agent that rates. It's kind of like a call coach, so it can see how did that team member perform in engaging with the client. And we give them a rating. How were they pleasant? Were they helpful? Did they listen properly? Were they solution-based? Did they apply next steps that would help achieve the inquiry of that inbound call? And so they have a call coach on that. And we've heard from some of our customers, kind of like, this has just been a black box to us. And what's so neat too is that the staff member handling the calls, they can go into our portal and they can see how they're doing too. And so it's done in a very supportive and empathetic, supportive way. And so that's interesting, some of those call agents. And then we just have agents roaming around. I mean, I almost think they seem like real little robots. I guess they kind of are, looking to see, go find all of the people who got Botox 6 months ago, but haven't been in for 4 months or within the last 6 months. So all of those things can go through and be working behind the scenes. And then eventually we'll have a lot of that information automatically flow into campaigns and ads that can be email, text, meta, and even radio.
Yeah, it was really interesting. And now let's talk about the future. So what is your next move for 2026?
So Rodeium we're trying to make sure lots of med spas love us and sign up med spas. We got our flagship customer in 2025, and they've been amazing. We've learned so much from them as well. They have about 30 locations. And so going into 2026, we want to continue to grow our base and serve the med spa industry. But we're also a little greedy. So we've built our technology to be vertical agnostic, so that there are very similar problems in dental, obviously derm, plastics, that we are addressing that are universal. And so once you have to focus as a startup. So we feel like we're in a really good spot of understanding the med spa space. And we are very early on trying to make a derm group very happy. And then from there, looking at, optometry. So there's a lot of the similar challenges, I'll be a bit cheeky and say world domination is is what we'll charge for in 2026. But that will still be laying the foundation for us.
Got it. You're already doing amazing. And yeah, anyway, I really wish you all the very best for
Thank
2026
you.
and beyond. And yeah, before we wrap up the episode, so if you could share one or two suggestions for the people out there who are really kind of keen into the marketing or the AI, the first thing. And second thing is the brands who is into the med spas or the beauty industry, what it could be.
Oh boy. I think it's the being a part of the sophisticated intertwining of all of these aspects. And so if you look what's happening in the larger scope, it's the wellness movement. It's all of these different things. So for example, when I go to the dermatologist, I'm the same person that goes to the med spa, and it's still me again when I go to Harrods and I go to the beauty counter at Harrods. So beyond that, when I go to a wellness clinic and I get an IV. So I think what's about to happen, and because of agentic AI will be able to do this, it will really be the universal view of the human. And it is my hope that Rodeium is a big part of enabling that. Because again, if we're going to serve the whole human, we have to have a full picture, even from like what your Aura Ring sees on you, all of the data points that can come in. And it's so exciting to be alive right now and think of all the things you can learn about your body. So from the marketing standpoint, what do I know about this human? What can I predict about this human? Even just in aesthetics, once you kind of know my pattern for a year, oh yeah, Cindy goes to Mexico right after Santa Claus visits every year. That's where they go. So there's all these things you know about me. You know that I shouldn't have a laser treatment a couple weeks before. You know, maybe you can sell me some sunscreen. I could use some products. You know, all sorts of things about me. And maybe if I had too much to eat at Thanksgiving, I might need a little body contouring before I go. I put on a bathing suit. But so the more I know about that human, the more we can apply the AI to market the services that they're looking for at that time. Now, in the industry itself, what's really interesting is you have big pharma involved in aesthetics. So you have the big guys in the world. You have AbbVie and you have Galderma, and they have things like loyalty points and programs. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see how they go forward to be more a part of almost being like an e-commerce experience for people that is also kind of integrated. So that's one layer of product, the actual injectables that are being used or the equipment. And then you get down to the next layer, which you might have been referring to as well, is what's sitting on my bathroom countertop and how does that get marketed to me? And right now in med spas, most med spas have a couple of lines of products and SKUs that they just sell. So like any if you think of over the years, some movie theaters sell Pepsi and some sell Coca-Cola. And so it just depends which location that you are in. So we also have built into part of our platform the ability for these med spas to sell the products, be it pre-visit or post-visit, post-care after something that's a little bit more involved. And so the med spas have these wonderful consumers walking in with, very high disposable wallet, wanting to be told what should I do and which products I should use. And so we're hoping that with our technology, I like to call it, we reach beyond the treatment room so we can take care of their consumers at home for them. But that's where we integrate the product side of it as well. And I'm sure one day, with compound pharmacies and all of those interesting things, as we know more about the skin and each of us individually, then the med spas could be in a position to also do custom and obviously bespoke prescriptions for particular challenges. It's. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, almost.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. It was really insightful. And yeah, thank you, Cindy. And it has been really a wonderful conversation, and you have shared so many insights and your wisdom, especially around the technology and combining with the beauty. It is really amazing. Yeah.
Oh,
so
thank you.
before we leave from the episode, so if anyone wants to find you out, where they can check out for you online.
Yes, they can. Rodeium. But help if I got this right. Rodeiumsoftware.com is a great place to find out more about us. Absolutely.
Got it. Really amazing.
And you have great skin. I've been noticing your skin looks good.
I think the light is really helping me. Yeah, one question I wanted to ask you, but I have this misconception, or I don't know whether it is true or not. Does this light really help us, our skin? It affects our skin, like whether in terms of the negativity, not the positive way. So does this affect in any way?
Yes,
Whether
very
it is
much
the
so.
screen light or the, you know,
Yes, the UV light, and again, like many things, it's like, well, you need a little bit of sunshine. Got to get your vitamin D, but you have to be careful. So yes, you have to be very careful with UV damage, and that is one of the biggest things that can age the skin. But what you might have seen over the years, I don't know if I have one around me, is like red light therapy has been really valuable to helping people with skin irritations and whatnot. It's like a little mask you wear with your eyes to at least you can see a little bit, but it will calm the skin. It's even often integrated at the kind of commercial level as a part of a higher end facial. But for sun, yes, you should always wear your sunscreen.
got it.
Absolutely.
Whether we are indoors or outdoors, it doesn't matter. We should
Well,
always have the sunscreen.
if you're going to be driving in a car where the sun can come through the window and impact you, like here we drive on the left side, so people's left hands and the side of their faces. You'll see that on the right, obviously, in your part of the world. But when we're inside right now during winter in the northern climates, we don't need sunscreen inside. No.
Yeah, that is true. Yep. Got it. Thank you. I'm sorry for the extension of the conversation, but yeah,
Oh
it was
goodness, no,
really
I'm
helpful.
glad you asked. This is what I think is going to be so fascinating about getting to serve men one day too, is that most men, if they're lucky, their wives or partners will say, here, use these products, and they want to take care of their skin, they don't know how. Or like with my 3 kids, I have 3 girls and a boy, and the boy's in the middle, and he loves using skincare products. Because of course he sees his sisters doing it, like why wouldn't he want to? And he has great skin, so I'm really happy to see that he cares. And with my teenagers, you see that it's that awareness to want to take care of your skin, and it's a big part of you. So when I was younger, it was baby oil for sun tanning, so everybody wanted to be nice and brown. But thankfully, with lasers, I fixed all that.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Men also need skincare. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
So even I do enjoy like to take care of my skin, and I try different types of products all the time. But
See,
now
I
I
knew it.
stopped
I
everything.
could tell. Why did you? Why?
Yeah, I just wanted to take a break. For once, I feel like I'm using a lot. So now I wanted to give that gap and identify what I really do need. Then I only concentrate on specific products, whether it is one serum, one moisturizer, and one sunscreen, and that's it. Previously, I
Listen to
used to use
you.
the retinoid. Oh my God, retinol,
Uh-huh.
sunscreen, and C serum. Oh my God, I used to use a lot, but now, yeah, I stopped everything.
Yeah, no, I think that's smart. And I can't remember her name right now, but she's on Instagram, really neat dermatologist, and she advocates like high intensity interval training, kind of that spirit for your face to, like, again, challenge it and let your skin go, oh, wait, this is something different. So just like with exercise, if you do the same exercise all the time, your body eventually won't continue to benefit at the level that it should, and your skin's the same way. So very clever. You're taking a break on your skin, and
Yeah,
get
thank you.
revisiting,
I don't know
the
whether
potency.
yeah, I don't know whether it is good or bad, but yeah. But anyway, if I need any help, then I'll just ask you
Yes,
on LinkedIn.
you can
Okay,
email
share
me.
me some skincare for my skin's routine for mine.
Exactly.
So this time I can do productively. Thank you, Cindy, for the conversation.